Okay, so apparently I feel like talking today. So I'm going to take advantage of it. I was asked a question on my original Build a Production Company video about what about building a school and incorporating these values into it. See, now, this is a lovely question because my youngest boy would bring me these drafts of what he saw problems in the education system, and he thought, and maybe still thinks, that he is the one that has the ideas to fix that. And I absolutely loved it when he used to bring me these papers. And of course I was distracted. I was in the middle of trying to keep our family afloat and all these stupid other excuses that I had. And I didn't give him enough credit for it at the time. But when it comes to our educational system, I see one huge vulnerability. That is, the structure it is built on was built for a purpose. That purpose was the Industrial Revolution. That's what gave us the system of schooling that we have today. And what that amounts to now in our history is an educational system that does not provide the skills for the world the kids are going into, because we don't really have a clue what those skills are even going to be. What is it they need to be trained for? So we try to diversify it, and there have been some incredible efforts and incredible speeches on it. Sir Ken Robinson comes to mind. But in this system, I think that we should try out. The scale of the project should be such that the people that live in it require school infrastructure. And as we build these projects, the skills that are needed for the future are going to become much more clear to us because we're actually learning how to build it right now. The schools will be placed in such a way that they are living what it's like to build this new world. They are experiencing in their day-to-day lives, because their parents and siblings and uncles, extended family, friends, and their families are actually building it. So we learn what it is to educate for that. Another one of the problems is I've explained that we live in a system right now that feeds us only what we need or what we want. And what we want is bullshit, so they keep feeding us bullshit, whether it's sugar or corporate news. We want that. In order to change what we want, we have to change the system we are building in. So the schools that are in place in there will have the best chance at the best kind of reform, whether that's how we nurture our inspired thinkers, how we nurture our artists, how we nurture those with those incredible talents for like math, science, how we deal with sports, because all of these things that I could sit here and complain about negatively, like, well, you don't want to use your tax money to pay back or get rid of student loan debt, but you want to use your tax money to build stadiums for sports teams. I could complain about all of that and just get red in the face and yell at you about it. Instead of that, I want to show you how to build an environment that actually corrects for it, not just complain about it. But if I'm going to complain about it, then I might as well show ways to change it. I think that if you built school infrastructure within the project that is moving forward honestly and with clarity, you can't do this under veils of secrecy because that's the system we've used. We will be able to gather better data, better understand how it is our systems should function in order to educate our children to grow up to be productive and happy, not productive and surviving. It's one of the reasons I think about the military perspective too, because there are a lot of good things that come from participation in or structuring by military. Things like honor and sacrifice. Things that you don't necessarily get exposed to outside of it because they aren't priorities for you. If I started a development company that built infrastructure, I would like that development company to be hand in hand with the military, because that's where our youth are being trained. That's where they're getting the skills to actually lay aqueducts, to actually lay the new formations of water structures, to actually understand the biospheres that you're going through, what those biospheres may have looked like originally before we did this to them, or how those how those environments could be rejuvenated in such a way. We need people who are able to utilize the skills they have when those are the skills they have. This world says we need the skills that build infrastructure that is negative to the ecosystems that are in place. That is, we use them while they're valuable, and when they become invaluable, we just destroy them. To flip that on its head, we need to be able to inspire that in our school systems, and the best way to inspire that in our school systems is have those skill systems be part of the system that is building the new world. That's how I see the change to schools. That's how I see the change to military. That's how I see the change to prison reform. That's how I see the change to a lot of different things. You can't, maybe you can, and maybe we'll have to, but you can't build a school in New Jersey that is all about learning the sustainable skills for a project that is made in Nebraska. You could. Don't get me wrong. I think that once you start building these projects, that the projects themselves will inspire schools, maybe MIT, maybe Princeton, maybe we can get away from all this weird shit that's going on in these schools out there, because they have a new focus. The focus is this project is the future of humankind. Maybe they don't fight each other over their own personal beliefs, whether that be evolution or creation or whatever, because those beliefs can be brought into harmony. Maybe that's too idealistic. Maybe that doesn't make sense for the audience I may be able to reach today. But those are the goals for down the line. I think you're right. I believe that you are right in that our school systems need to be changed. And by the structure of your question, you are clearly aware of facets of the infrastructure that we have in place already that could be used, which illustrates the fact that it cannot just be one mind that comes up with the inspirations. My mind has to inspire others like yours who can formulate the questions in such a way that they become productive, a way that we can actually actualize it, see it happen. Yeah, that's, I would have just typed this all out, but I know what my writing looks like, and this is what I think on the subject right now. Thank you for asking me a question. I've been waiting for someone to do that. Thank you.